HOA Karens sent a patrol to our hunting cabin, not knowing my uncle is the county sheriff. It wasn't the walkie-talkies or the shouting that woke us. It was the thud of boots on our porch, 6 pairs, at dawn, and one shrill voice cutting through the morning air like a rusty blade. This is unauthorized occupancy on HOA-controlled wilderness land. Vacate the premises immediately. I stepped outside, barefoot, coffee half poured, expecting deer or maybe coyotes. Instead, 3 guys in fake tactical vests, a neon orange pickup truck with community enforcement taped to the side, and one woman, white 50s, full of self-appointed power, clipboard in one hand, HOA badge bouncing on her chest. Behind her, my uncle, still in pajama pants, holding his badge in one hand and his holstered revolver in the other. And she had no idea who he was. We were at our family's hunting cabin in Larkspur Ridge, 60 wooded acres passed down through 3 generations. My uncle, Sheriff Walter Monroe, used it as a weekend retreat. I used it as base camp for my outdoor guide business. We'd heard whispers that the Hawthorne Ridge HOA was expanding, trying to claim land outside its original jurisdiction. People laughed at first, but they weren't laughing when notices started appearing on private mailboxes. Then fences got flagged. Then fire pits got cited. Then my friend Ava got a $400 nature noise violation for playing guitar too loud at her own bonfire. And now they'd shown up at our cabin. The woman with the clipboard stormed forward. "You need to clear out. This structure violates Code 12B, non-sanctioned occupancy of undeveloped wooded property. This area is now part of the extended HOA forest perimeter." Uncle Walt raised one eyebrow. "Is that so?" She nodded like a proud school teacher. "As compliance director of the Hawthorne Ridge Expansion Unit, I am authorized to enforce interim land stewardship. That includes seizure." He tilted his badge. "You plan to seize it from the sheriff's department." She paused, stared, looked again. "You're the sheriff." He nodded. "Larkspur County. Since 2002. You're standing on county-recorded private land." The silence hit her like a slap, but the patrolmen behind her, now shifting uncomfortably in their vests, weren't so slow. One stammered, "We thought it was public buffer land." "It's not," Uncle Walt said. "It's my family's deeded acreage. And you're trespassing with intent to intimidate." Karen's voice cracked. "We were told this land was inactive, not properly posted." I held up the bent private property sign they'd trampled. "You mean this within 10 minutes. Walt had called in 2 real deputies. The fake patrol was escorted off the land, pending charges for criminal trespass and impersonation of law enforcement." Karen tried to argue the whole way. "It's about safety. This community needs structure. People like you abuse rural property." I don't think she realized she was digging deeper every time she opened her mouth. Later that day, we pulled the footage from the cabin's trail cams. It showed them tearing down warning signs, pushing over a storage box, and photographing license plates. One of them urinated on the woodshed, the other keyed Walt's truck. We turned it all over to the DA. Karen was officially charged with trespassing, conspiracy to commit property interference, and operating under false legal authority. But we didn't stop there. Uncle Walt launched an internal review with the county land office. Turns out, Karen had filed phony paperwork with the zoning board trying to reclassify bordering cabin zones as undeveloped recreational commons. She planned to turn parts of our land into enforcement zones and start collecting HOA fees on wilderness land. Her reasoning: undisciplined rural pockets invite dangerous elements. She meant campers, hunters, and mostly folks who didn't fit her vision. But here's what she didn't count on. The footage went viral. So did her face. News stations ran the story. Fake HOA patrol raids sheriff's cabin, gets cuffed at gunpoint. People came out of the woodwork with their own horror stories: phony fines, harassing patrols, manipulated maps. Under pressure, the city revoked all HOA extension petitions and declared all prior citations invalid. And Karen, she was fired from her day job, community safety liaison at a private security firm. Her fake HOA group was dissolved, and she's now banned from registering or serving with any HOA board in the state. We threw a welcome back to the woods BBQ at the cabin 2 weeks later. Over 70 people showed up. We passed out printed flyers titled Know Your Rights Hosts, Land Access, and Fake Enforcement Uncle Walt Grilled. I led trail walks. Ava played her guitar again. No fines this time. And as the sun set behind the pines, someone tied the bent private property sign back onto the front post. I left the dents. I want people to remember what happens when someone with too much power tries to close the gate on freedom, especially when there's a sheriff already sitting on the porch. The end.